students, I'm Aanchal Sharma, your educator. In this video, we are going to discuss another concept related to environment, and we are going to discuss about acid rain. So let us read something about acid rain. Let us see. So normal rainwater is slightly acidic with the pH range of 5.3 to 6. So this is itself a PYQ. You should know the pH value of a normal rainwater. So the pH range of a normal rainwater is 5.3 to 6 because the water and the carbon dioxide present in the air react together to form the carbonic acid, which is a weak acid. So we have the pH value that is between these age. Also we have gases, we have the carbon dioxide present and we have water, and when they combine, they make up carbonic acid, and it is nothing but a weak acid, not much acidic in nature. When the pH level of the rain falls below this range, it becomes acidic in nature. The thermal power plants, industries and vehicles release oxides of sulfur as well as nitrogen into the atmosphere because of burning of the fossil fuels, burning of coals, maybe incomplete combustion, and because of all of these problems, we say there are emissions of oxides of sulfur as well as oxides of nitrogen. So sulfur and nitrogen are the main causes. The oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are the main causes why we see that the acid rains are formed, right? When these gases react with water vapor in the atmosphere, they form acids and they then descend to the earth in the form of acid rain, or you call it as in the form of rainwater, which is acidic in nature. So we call it as acid rain, right? So they can ask you questions that what all are the gases that contribute to acid rain. So it is the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen which cause the acid rain to be formed. Now this picture in front of you clearly describes how acid rain is caused. So there is H2O already present in the atmosphere. There are gases like NO2 and we have SO2 present there. Of course, these gases are released from industries. It can be released from different incomplete combustion that can happen through vehicles, etc. So from different areas, you see that these gases can evaporate, or maybe these gases somehow reach to the atmosphere and they ultimately form of course, the clouds would be formed, and the clouds would then one day will fall down in the form of rain, and then H2SO4 and NHO3 will be included in the rain. So we call it as the acid rain. So the two forms of acid decompositions are what, or depositions are what? So from atmosphere, these acids are deposited over the earth in two forms. It can be wet as well as it can be dry. So wet deposition, it occurs on the earth in the form of rain. It can be snow as well as it can be fog, right? So there can be these deposits, these acid deposits can be in the form of wet deposition. This can be in the form of rain, in the form of snow, or in the form of smog. There can be some dry depositions that can also be there. So it refers to setting down of the wind blowing acidic gases. These are the oxides of nitrogen and sulfur and other particulate matters that are there in the dry state. So other particles can also be present that are in the dry state. So this acid or this thick layer of acid that you sometimes find on the, or you can say some dust that you find on the trees or on the leaves, they can also be a form of acid. So because the acid rain is not always in a wet form, sometimes it can also be in the form of a dry substance that is available. Both of them are harmful. So the two ways in which the deposition can occur, it can be in the wet form as well as it can be in the dry form. So in the wet form, it can be rain, snow and fog, or it can be in the form of acidic gases that get deposited when the wind blows. It can be the oxides of nitrogen and sulfur in the dry state. So due to the drifting of these gases in the atmosphere by the wind, their presence is felt as far as the 2000 kilometers away. So these gases that are dry in nature, can also pass from one place to another. As the wind blows, these gases can travel a distance of about 2000 kilometers. So air pollution in one nation can cause acid rain in the other nation also, as these gases can flow. These gases can, just flow from one nation to another as well. So the acidic nature or the pollution, the air pollution that is seen in one nation can also cause acid rain in the other nation. Okay. Thus, the acid rain or the acid deposition refers to the maximum, or you can say it refers to the mixture of decomposited materials, both wet and, or it is the deposited material. It can be wet as well as it can be dry, coming from the atmosphere, containing more than the normal amounts of nitric and sulfuric acids with the pH that is less than 5. Right. So if the pH is extremely less, if the pH becomes less than 5, then what is it? It must have oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur in it. And when it is in the dry as well as it can be in the wet form, you call it nothing but an acid rain. So acid rain or acid deposition refers to the mixture of deposited materials, both wet and dry, coming from the atmosphere, containing more than the normal amounts of oxides of nitric or sulfuric acids, and this makes the pH level to go less than 5. A Scottish scientist, we have Robert Angus Smith. He is someone who discovered this phenomena around 1852. So our scientist Robert is someone who saw that there is a relationship between acid rain and this relationship with the atmospheric pollution, and he saw this in England, and he discovered this phenomena around 1852. But it gained the public attention nearly in the mid or mainly in the 1960s. So acidification of environment is a man-made phenomena. In the class, we discussed about acidification of water, how the water is becoming contaminated because of the anthropogenic activities. The air can also get acidic in nature. This is called as acidification of air when the oxides of nitric and oxides of sulfuric acids or sulfur are added to the water. So this is called as acid rain. This is also caused because of the anthropogenic activities, or you say that the man-made activities. It is in fact a mixture of H2SO4 and HNO3. The ratio of the two acids varies depending on the relative quantities of oxides of sulfur and nitrogen present in the atmosphere. So the ratio may depend, right? So there can be mixture of H2SO4 and HNO3. On an average, H2SO4 contributes to about 60 to 70% of the acidity, whereas the HNO3 contributes the remaining 30 to 40%. So about 60 to 70 is contributed by your H2SO4, while a little less is contributed by HNO3. So now let us read about the main causes and the formation. Let us read more about the main causes and the formation of these acid rain. So acid depositions may also be caused by the natural causes such as the volcanic eruption. Now we have told that the acidification is basically done by the human activities, or also called as the anthropogenic activities. But it can also be done because of some natural causes like the volcanic eruptions. But oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, that is NOx, are the main causative agents of the acid rain and are primarily produced by the consumption of, or you can say the combustion of fossils, and then sometimes the fuels that are used in the smelters. It is also coming from the industrial area, from the power plants, from the automobile sectors, or the automobile exhaustive centers where the less combustion or the incomplete combustion happens, and the domestic fires are also causes of this acid rain. So yes, volcanic eruptions can also emit sulfur, but the maximum amount of pollution is caused, and the basic reason of the acid rain is because of the combustion of fossil fuels, the fuels that are used in the smelters, in the huge furnaces and in the industries. And it is also done because of the power plants that are used, automobile factories and automobile engines, vehicles are also causing it, and domestic fires are also main contributor to the oxides of nitrogen and sulfur. So NOx are also produced in atmosphere through lightning. So lightning can also cause the release of NOx. In the atmosphere, SO2 and NOx are changed into the sulfuric acid. The formula of sulfuric acid is H2SO4, and it can also be changed into the nitric acid, that is HNO3, respectively, when they combine with oxygen and water. So when we have nitrogen and sulfur, when they have a reaction and they combine with oxygen and water, they make up what? They make up sulfuric acid as well as nitric acid, and these are added in the rain and fall in the form of acid rain. There are some natural causes, as I told you also, that they can be caused because of the volcanic eruptions. Also, NOx is released from the lightning effect. But when all of these become excess, they can cause acid rain. So there can be again two factors, human factors and some natural factors are also there. But the main contributors are the anthropogenic activities, that is the man-made activities. So these are the formula. We have SO2 which is added to O2. It gives two molecules of SO3, and then the formula goes further. SO3, when it reacts with H2O, it gives H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. Similarly, we can see the reaction when the nitric acid is made. So this sulfuric acid and nitric acid both are the major causes of the acid rain. Simply, they will contribute what? They both will contribute in the making of the acid rain, which will ultimately fall on the different substances that are present in the environment, or it can fall on the different vegetation that we have. So animals, different monuments and different humans are also affected by the acid rain. Let us see the effects of acid rain. The effects of acid rain on environment and biodiversity. So acid rain increases the acidity of the soil. The soil will lose all its property, thereby affecting the chemistry of the soil and the availability of the nutrients that are important for the flora and fauna. Acid rain has been found to be very dangerous as it can destroy the forest as well. In plants, it causes what? It causes problems like chlorosis. It causes problem like necrosis, and it can also deform the shape of the leaves. Defoliation of the leaves is also major causes of the acid rain. So what are the causes? These given below are the different causes. These are the harms that are seen on the environment and on the biodiversity. Particularly, the growth of the plants is also sometimes stopped. So stunted growth of the plants is also a major side effect of your acid rain. Nearly half of the natural forests have been destroyed by the acid rain in Europe. Germany, Sweden, Romania and Poland are some of the areas which are affected by acid rain. Northeast United States is also affected by it. Most acidic rain that has a pH of 1.5, which means less than 5 agar pH hota hai, to it is acid rain. But see, the pH value here is only 1.5, has been seen once in USA, in West Virginia. So a lot of destruction was caused. These are the few examples in the history that we have seen how acid rain can cause loss of vegetation, loss of plants and animals as well. Loss of what? Loss of huge amounts of forest. It also results in the acidification of water bodies, thus affecting the aquatic life. So it is the marine life that also is affected. Also, the fishes are very much adapted to water, and it becomes very difficult for them to then readjust to any change in the water. And this acid rain can change the composition of the water, and ultimately huge number of fishes die because of this. As a result of this acidification, a pH of less than 5 kills a large amount of planktons, mucluses, and other fishes in the water bodies. Acid rain kills the useful bacteria as well as the blue-green algae, which to some extent is very important. It was seen once in Sweden when about 10,000 lakes became acidic in nature, and in USA about thousands of lakes has turned acidic. Because of this, we saw that the acid rain can also cause problem not only to the plants but to the water bodies as well. So there are huge amounts of examples in front of us that through which we realize that acid rain can cause stunted growth in the plants, can cause problem in the plants, can make the leaves go stunted, and there can be other deformity of the leaves can be there. So there can be n number of problems. The whole forest can get cleared because of acid rain. Also, fly planktons or the other fishes in the water suffer. The blue-green algae present in the water can also suffer if there is acid rain. Then what are the effects of acid rain on the human beings as well? So acid rain has been found to be very dangerous to the living organism, as it can destroy the life, human nervous system, respiratory system, as well as the digestive system are attacked when there is acid rain. So this acid rain can fall, and this ultimately enters and seep down to our ground level. Groundwater is affected by it, and we drink the groundwater, and because of this, the humans can have problems like the nervous disorder. The nervous system is affected, respiratory system, and the digestive system is also affected. It can also cause premature death from heart and lung disorders. It can also cause asthma and bronchitis. Then acid rain not only cause problem to biodiversity and humans, but it can cause a lot of problem to the buildings. They are the ones that are directly affected by it. Taj Mahal being the brilliant example for this phenomena of acid rain. We have all seen that the white marble is now turning yellow in color. It is because of the acid rain. So the acid rain corrodes the houses. It can corrode the monuments, statues, bridges, and fences. It corrodes the metals, the marbles, the painted surfaces, the slate, and the stones as well. So the Taj Mahal in Agra is affected by the acid fumes being emitted by the Mathura refinery. So Mathura refinery that was present near Taj Mahal emit a lot of oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, which ultimately are causing the stone, the marble of Taj Mahal that was white in color to turn yellow. The crystals of CuSO4 and MgSO4 are formed as the result of the corrosion due to the acid rain. So the crystals of CuSO4 are seen there, and MgSO4 are also seen. Thus, due to SO2 and NOx in the atmosphere, acids are formed, and acidic rain reacts with the marble. This marble has calcium carbonate. So this marble of Taj Mahal is now corroding. This phenomena is also called as stone leprosy. So this phenomena of changing of the color and making it and corroding of Taj Mahal or the marble of Taj Mahal is called as stone leprosy. The chemical reaction is right in front of you. So the marble is CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate. It reacts with H2SO4, and this reaction is seen, and this is causing the color to turn into yellow in color. Then it can also react with HNO3, and ultimately, of course, we know that the acid rain would be formed and the marble gets corroded. So we see here that because of the adding of different substances or the deposition of these gases, that they can affect the trees, So we see that the growth of the trees can be stopped, so they can be stunted growth. The number of leaves can also be affected. Also, Taj Mahal and the color change, the changing of the color of the Taj Mahal is a very good example. Once it was white in color and now it is becoming pale yellow in color, right? So this was the phenomena of acid rain. Let us solve one question related to acid rain. Consider the following. So these are carbon monoxide, we have nitrogen oxide, ozone and sulfur dioxide. So out of the above gases that are present in the environment, which of these are the major causes of your acid rain? 1, 2, 3, 2 and 4, only 4, or 1, 3 and 4. I'm pretty sure all of us know the answer, and the right answer is B, that is 2 and 4. I have been telling this from the very beginning of the class. It is the nitrogen oxides and the sulfur dioxide that are the major causes of your acid rain. So acid rain is caused because of the oxides of your nitrogen and sulfur. So this picture in front of you will directly tell you the phenomena or explain you the phenomena of acid rain. The acid can be added to the water, or there can be directly added because of the air pollution. It will go up, mix with the water vapors. Water vapors would be collected upside, above the atmosphere. The temperature would become cool. After the evaporation process, condensation would happen. So the clouds would be formed. The clouds, when they become heavy, they can burst. They can burst in the form of hailstones. It can also be in the dry form, but they will ultimately fall. It will again be added to the water bodies. It can fall on the trees. So the vegetation can be affected, animals can be affected, humans can be affected. It is added to the water bodies as well. So here we have H2SO4 and HNO3 that can cause your acid rain. So I hope you understood the phenomena. It was very easy and questions are asked from this topic. Also, I urge you to read more on acid rain. Also try to read on the phenomena of smog as well, because repeatedly the questions are asked from that sector as well. So I hope you like the class. If you have any doubt, you can write it in the comment section and I will surely reply to you. Thank you.